and subscribe. Hey guys, it's Mikenstein, and today I have a review of the Dell XPS 13. A lot of you guys have been asking me what's the best laptop to buy for programming and gaming and stuff. So I figured I'd review a laptop that kind of does it all, and that is the latest Dell XPS 13. This laptop is definitely one of the best value laptops from Dell. It's powered by an 8th gen Whiskey Lake processor. Okay, I kind of thought about grabbing a whiskey to sell this joke, but I only got Coke, so whatever. This review unit comes with an Intel Core i5 processor, 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage, and a full HD 1080p display. And that configuration is going to cost you about $900 on Amazon. Unfortunately, the only way you can get the touchscreen model is to spend an extra $900, which also gets you a 4K screen, more RAM, and a faster processor. I wouldn't really recommend this if you're broke as hell, but the base model is plenty enough for most people anyway. Besides, that 4K display kind of takes a huge dump on the battery life. We'll talk more about that later. I'm personally not a huge fan of touchscreens anyway. I've tested laptops with touchscreens in the past, and for the most part, I even forget that they have touchscreens when I'm using them. So it's not something I find very useful, but if that's not you, then of course go all out and make that upgrade. Alright, let's talk about the screen. It's a 13.3 inch display here. It kind of goes nearly edge to edge, but there's a huge bezel on the bottom. That was where they used to keep the webcam, but then they realized how far up your nose that was going, so they threw it back up to the top bezel. Nice. Content consumption here is amazing. The screen is beautiful to look at. It's vibrant and saturated, and there's even an anti-reflective coating on the screen, which really helps with viewing in a bright room or when you're outside. I've talked about this a lot on laptops, and this is like a huge selling point for me. You really don't want a screen with a shiny, glossy finish. It just makes it difficult to view outdoors. So the keyboard on this laptop is also great. It has plenty of key travel. It's firm and tactile. There's also a fingerprint reader on the power button at the top right corner. It works well and it's snappy. It does have a few quirks though, like you kind of have to wake up the computer and then touch the scanner before it unlocks. A little bit annoying, but it's really not a big deal. So there's a decent selection of ports here. There's 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports on the left, 1 USB-C port, a headphone jack, and a micro SD card slot. It would have been nice if Dell could find a way to bring back a USB-A port, but at least they included a dongle in the box. Performance on the XPS 13 is great as you would expect. With a quad-core i5 processor, it's super fluid. When it comes to opening apps in multiple tabs in Chrome, it just destroys the game. And don't forget, this system also goes all the way up to an i7 processor, so you can get even better performance if you spec this out. You can also do some gaming here, but don't expect like top-notch performance because it's still using an integrated graphics card. And if you push it to its limits, the fans kind of start to kick in and they get really loud sometimes. It's a little bit annoying, but at least it helps with overheating so it doesn't get too hot and cook up your thighs or anything like that. For battery life, Dell claims up to 21 hours with a 1080p screen and around 12 hours for the 4K version. So basically you're getting almost double screen on time on the 1080p model. Obviously those are kind of exaggerated numbers, but it doesn't mean that it can't actually take you the whole day. Even in active use with heavy apps like Chrome and Slack, I'm getting well over 8 hours, and that's really impressive. So at the end of the day, the Dell XPS 13 is an awesome computer. It's almost perfect for everything I ever need to get done, from creative work to web browsing to content consumption. And I recommend it for anyone who's looking to buy an all-round powerful machine that won't break the bank. You can get this exact configuration for under $1,000, and you can use the link in the description to pick one up at the cheapest price. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe so you won't miss the next video on the channel, and I will catch you guys in the next video.